What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the bunker. I'm your man, Sergeant J-Max. Unfortunately, Sergeant Genome's not going to be with us today. He was doing some parkour-ish around here and he messed around and broke his legs. I told him to be careful, but he didn't listen. So anyway, guys, I hope that, like me, you're enjoying your Juneteenth day off. And if not, the weekend is right around the corner, so maybe you'll get some time off then. But I wanted to pose a question to you guys. Anybody out there a fan of the John Wick movies? I am too. So I was sitting here watching the John Wick movie, the first one, the other night. And you remember that scene where he breaks open the floor in the basement of his house and he opens up that chest and he's got those two nice guns in there? Well, I'm sure like many of you, after that movie, you wanted to go out and get that gun, because I know I did. But unfortunately, I live in California, and the bad words that run this state, the governor and the attorney general, have imposed a handgun roster that infringes on our two-way constitutional rights and prevents certain guns from being available on the roster. And after my research, coming to find out that that's the HKP-30L with a compensator, that gun isn't available to us. Now, there are some HKs available to us on the roster, but that one's not one of them. So, needless to say, I was a little bit disappointed by the fact that I couldn't get that gun and have a John Wick gun. But I did go out and purchase what I thought was the next best thing, and that was the M&P Smith & Wesson M&P9 2.0. Now, as many of you know, if you saw my first video on the M&P, you know that I wasn't happy with the way that that gun looked, and I made a change to it. I was able to find the carry comp slide. I went ahead and purchased that, and I added it to Samantha. And that changed the way that she looked, the way that I wanted her to, it changed her to the way that I wanted her to look. And man, I can't tell you how much better she shot after that. Now, for those of you that don't remember what the John Wick gun looks like, I'll post a picture of it over here just to jog your memory. And so, again, when I bought my M&P9, I wanted to try to make it look as close as I could, or as close to that HK that I could. Now, unfortunately, like I said, you know, with the handgun roster that is imposed on our 2A rights here in California, there's certain guns that they have to have, you know, the magazine safety disconnect, they have to have the loaded chamber indicator, and they have to have another drop safety test. So the manufacturers have to jump through all these hoops to make these guns available to us. I'm glad that they do, but again, it changes the way that the gun looks. And like I said in my first video regarding the M&P, it had the loaded chamber indicator. It wasn't optic ready. It had the magazine safety disconnect. So again, I wasn't happy with that gun until I bought the carry comp slide. But after watching the John Wick movie the other night, oh, and by the way, who else thinks that the mayhem guy from all of those commercials is a little bad word in these movies, right? Right? So yeah, too funny. But anyway, I digress. When I first bought my M&P, like I said, I wanted to make it look as close to the John Wick gun as I could. And I came across this video, and there was a compensator that you could buy for the gun to help with muzzle flip and all of that stuff. You guys know what compensators do. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. But, you know, I bought the compensator, and I still never even shot the gun because, again, I just wasn't happy with the overall way that it looked. And, you know, it looked like it was going to be one of those paperweights until I found the carry comp slide and added that to Samantha. And I got to tell you guys, if you haven't done something like that, that's something that you can do. But if that carry comp slide is hard to come by or too expensive for you, I think I've got an option for you that's going to work just fine. So I did also recently acquire an optic ready slide for Samantha. So now I've got an optic ready slide, I've got the carry comp slide, and I've got this compensator. But guys, if you want to have you a John Wick gun and you live in California and you don't already have the HKP-30L with the compensator on it, I'm going to show you exactly what you can do to get you a John Wick gun. But this is the M&P version. So imagine if John Wick used the M&P, right? this is exactly how she would look. But before we get started, guys, let me just show you. Samantha's in the stop box as usual. I did go out to the range earlier today because, again, when I bought this compensator for the M&P, I never even shot it, guys. So I never knew how it was going to control recoil or deal with muzzle flip or anything like that. So, like I said, I was watching the movie the other night and I remembered, it jogged my memory that I had bought a compensator for my M&P. So I got super excited. After I acquired this other slide for her, that's optic ready. I went ahead and put the compensator on it. Went out to the range earlier today. It's an outdoor range that we have local to my area. Went out to the outdoor range and put some rounds through her. And guys, I gotta tell you, I don't know which one I like better now. I don't know if I like Samantha with the carry comp or if I like Samantha with the compensator on the end of it. So I'll post a clip of that. I'll post a clip of me shooting Samantha with the new slide and the compensator on the end of it too, just so you guys can see. And if there's enough time in this video, maybe I'll throw a clip of me shooting Samantha with the carry comp slide, and maybe you guys can be the judge of which version of Samantha deals with recoil better than the other. But anyway, guys, let me just go ahead and show you what Samantha's looking like. And again, I've got her chilling in the stop box here because I went out to the range earlier. And guys, here she is. Now, if that ain't a John Wick looking gun, I don't know what is. And for all you range safeties out there, the gun is clear. It's not loaded. There's no bullet in the chamber, no magazine. But guys, that's how she's looking. And man, I gotta tell you, when I put it together and I saw how she looks now, I mean, this is my California version of the John Wick gun. So for any of you guys out there that want to have your own John Wick gun and you have an M&P9 2.0 or any other, I'll get to that in a second. So when I first bought this gun, I bought this compensator. Now this compensator comes from Wasatch Arms. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but it's Wasatch Arms. And if you look it up on the internet, they have this compensator or compensators for a few different pistols. So even if you don't have the M&P9, let's say you have a Canic, and that's the only one that I can remember seeing on the website, but let's say you have a Canic and you want to buy a compensator for your Canic, they have a compensator just like this for the Canic on that website. I don't know if they have compensators for HKs or not, but if you go on the HK Parts website and you have an HK, you can buy a compensator for whatever model HK that you have. Now, even if you have a M&P 40 or an M&P 10 millimeter, you can get a compensator just like this for that gun as well, because they do make them for pistols that are chambered in 40 and 10 millimeter. Mine is a 9 millimeter, but guys, this is how Samantha looks now. And like I said, I got the optic ready slide not too long ago. I'm just trying to decide which optic do I want to put on her now. And again, if you guys have watched any of my videos, you know that I'm really fond of the green dots. So I've been looking for a green dot to put on there, on her. I just haven't decided which one I'm going to go with. Now she does still have the regular trigger that she came with. I still haven't upgraded that yet. I don't know if I'm going to, because I still really like the way that she shoots with this trigger, but she's looking all kinds of sexy. And like I said, I'll post a video clip from earlier today when I went out to the range and shot her, and it's not going to be that close up, or maybe I can zoom in on it so you guys can see the muzzle rise and the recoil action on it. But man, she shoots so effing good now. And this particular slide, in case you can't tell, has what look like to be suppressor height sights. It does have the 3 dots, so that if you ever just want to use your iron sights, you can do that. Oh yeah, and I went ahead and put the little Punisher back plate that I had. Now this is one of the original ones that I bought, but I didn't have any of the maker shot ones, but I still had this one by NDZ. So I went ahead and threw that on there just to make the gun look, in my opinion, way more cooler. Now, I didn't throw a light on here. I don't actually know if I'm going to keep this gun in this configuration for carry purposes, because it's going to be hard to find a holster that I could fit this gun into. And then if I add a light to it, that's just going to make it even harder. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it in this original configuration, but I mean, the way that she looks now with this compensator on it, guys, and again, it's from Wasatch Arms. If you go on their website, you can find this this compensator on there for 9mm or 10mm or 40mm if you own a Smith & Wesson and you want to make your gun look like the John Wick gun. It is made from 75 aircraft aluminum. So it's going to be very strong, and it's going to be very capable of handling whatever rounds you fire through it. Now, as I have mentioned in some of my other videos, you should shoot 124 grain through a compensated pistol. However, this being an add-on compensator, I don't know how much 115 is going to do effectively through the pistol here. Now, I did see another YouTube video on the HKP30L where the guy added the compensator on the end of it, and he was saying that he shot 115 grain and didn't have any issues. I didn't want to take that chance. Plus, I really don't have any 115 grain ammo anyway. But yeah, guys, took it out to the range today and shot probably 70 or 80 rounds through it. And man, you guys will be able to see in the video how much recoil this compensator really compensates. Now, I just want to let you know, in the video I was shooting 124 grain, so I had some more of these factory seconds that I had bought before. And again, it's the Federal Premium HST factory seconds. Now, these are 124 grain hollow points. So as I mentioned in the other video, I don't think I mentioned that they were hollow points, but you know, I wouldn't trust factory seconds for defensive ammo. But this was a good way for me to be able to shoot hollow points that hopefully most of you are using as defensive ammo, just to see how well my gun handles. All of my guns, for the most part, that I've shot this ammo through that are compensated, handle the recoil, and how I'm able to manage the recoil with this particular ammo. But again, guys, I hope that Samantha here gives you guys some ideas. And like I said, if you want to have a John Wick gun and you can't afford, or you don't want to go out and spend the cost or pay the cost of buying the carry comp slide, you can pick up this compensator here on Wasatch Arms website for probably about two bills, right? Now, if you don't have the optic ready slide, I was able to acquire this from Turner's. They had a Father's Day sale. I bought it during the Father's Day sale, so I got a really good deal on it. Too good to pass up. The only other thing I'm going to do, of course, is add an optic to it, and that'll be later on down the line here. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to get the M&P 2.0 metal frame, and I'm planning on throwing the carry comp slide on that one. And then what I'm going to do is I'll take this one, Samantha, and then I'll take the other one with the metal frame and the carry comp slide, take those out to the range, do a shooting video on those so you guys can see, you know, what the difference between the metal frame is and what the difference between the polymer frame is. Now, there are some differences between the M&P and the HK, but mainly the main difference that I could see just doing all the research is the HK is actually a double action to single action gun, but it's still striker fired. It's still polymer frame, and it's still got, I wouldn't say stainless steel, but it's got a stainless steel slide and barrel. Now, if you guys really want to be really picky about it and, you know, kind of go through the differences in the steel and all of that stuff that HK did differently to the M&P, you can do all of that if you want to. But I'm telling you right now, even though I haven't shot the HK P30L, Samantha right here, this is John Wick 2.0. All right. So hey guys, just wanted to bring you this video real quick, show you how I made my M&P into a John Wick style gun, and let you know that if you have an M&P and you're looking to upgrade it, go to Wasatch Arms. You can get the compensator. Like I said, it's about $2 bills. If you have the slide that's not optic ready, even if you have the one that's not optic ready, you could still throw the compensator on there, and I'm sure you'll get the same performance out of the gun that I got out of this one. But I really did want to make Samantha optic ready, and also, you know, get this slide. And as you can see guys, this one has the serrations on the front and it has the serrations on the back. Now originally when I bought Samantha, she didn't have the front slide serrations up here, but and it doesn't have the loaded chamber indicator on it. So there's a couple ways. I mean, I can look down and I can see that the gun is chambered, or, you know, I can press check, but I don't have to worry about that loaded chamber indicator being on there. And again, still in California compliance, because if it wasn't, wouldn't been able to get the slide. But anyway guys, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for joining me here. Hopefully Sergeant Jerome will be back with us again. I'm your man, Sergeant J Max. May God bless America. May God bless all of you, and we out.